This COVID-19 pandemic initiated an extensive, sudden and dramatic digital transformation in the society. It forced us to take an extraordinary digital leap in the education system, science education, not only in learning science theory but also in doing experiments, that is practicals. For the effective understanding of physics concepts, theory and practical should go together. Theory and practical should go together. One should able to correlate theory with the practicals. In the last academic year, the students attended only minimum number of offline theory classes and practical classes. At any cost, we should not compromise on the quality of teaching and learning. Keeping this in mind, we are continuously organizing webinars and workshops focusing on theory and also on experimental physics. One such an initiative is today's workshop. I feel very delighted to welcome you all for this workshop on electronic circuit design and simulation using the software Falstaff. I extend a very warm welcome to our Madam Principal who may be joined with us later, and she always carries energy and enthusiasm to the faculty and the students. I feel honored to welcome our resource person, Dr. Raju Pandangani, an energetic, motivational, inspiring young professor from Geetanjali College of Engineering, Hyderabad. Thank you, sir, for accepting once again our invitation as a resource person for today's workshop.
Welcome, ma'am. Thank you. Welcome.
Sir, we were very much inspired by your demonstrations in the workshop organized by us during the last year. Really, it was an eye-opening session, and I feel in mentioning that some of the students, I feel very happy in mentioning that some of the students motivated by your presentation, and they had done some simple electronic projects using Tinkercad. You have kindled the curiosity of the young brains, and definitely today is also going to be a great day for them. No doubt in that. On behalf of our department and my own behalf, I extend an effusive welcome to you, sir. Hearty welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
My hearty welcome to my friends, Professor Bhanumati, DBT Coordinator Dr. Aram, Dr. Nirmala, Sri Sudha, Deepika and Radhamani for their efforts, cooperation and coordination in organizing webinar series and workshops under DBT Star College scale. It's my pleasure to welcome my dear lovable students who are the real beneficiaries of the program. Hearty welcome to you, students. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our resource person to you all. Dr. Raju Pandangani has completed his MSc Physics, Nanosciences and PhD in the field of nanocomposites at Osmania University, Hyderabad. He was always a meritorious student. He passed with a distinction right from his school education to post-graduation. He was selected for UGC Non-Net Fellowship Scheme Scholarship from University Grant Commission to pursue PhD, selected for JRF for DRDO project, and selected for UGC Nanoscience Fellowships to study MSc Nanosciences. He has published 18 articles in the national and international journals. He authored one book and reviewed and edited 2 books. In his teaching experience of 9 years, he organized an international conference on multifunctional materials and conducted one FDP on the use of virtual physics labs creating next generation teachers. During this pandemic period, from March 2020 to till date, he acted as a resource person for more than 10 workshops and training programs organized by various institutions. He inspired the young students through his virtual lab experiment demonstrations and simulations. In his college, he is guiding his students to design and simulate electronic circuits using Tinkercad and other simulation softwares. He is regularly uploading scientific and experimental videos created by him in his YouTube channel. I think I am correct, sir? You are regularly uploading
Yes,
scientific, and
yes, ma'am. Yeah.
I used to watch all those videos.
Yeah.
Today,
Yeah,
he is going to enlighten us about the use of software to design an electronic circuit and to do simulation. Once again, I thank Dr. Pandangani Raju on behalf of everyone connected here. I invite Dr. Raju to take over the forum. Please, sir.
Shall I continue, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, ma'am, for giving a wonderful introduction.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. First, let me share my screen, and then I'll start presenting. my session. So yeah, can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It
Yes,
is
sir.
visible. It is
Thank you.
visible, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the college and the organizers and for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And in this today's lesson, in this today class, I would like to explain how to construct these type of virtual electronic circuits in a web-based simulation software. It is a web-based simulation software, which means you no need to install in your devices, which means in a laptop or in your mobile. You can directly access in a website, something like a browser, a Chrome or Edge or Internet Explorer, Firefox, any browser. You can directly access these type of simulations in your browser. So now these are some of the simulations which were prepared by that the software, that website, let me say. So these type of simulations, how to construct and how to create, and today in today's class I'll explain. So the website name is thefalstart.com, the circuits. So just a moment, I'll share the screen once again. Yeah. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
well, okay. So one request. So if you joined with your laptop, if you are joined with your laptop, at the end of the session, I'll also explain you how to access this website in your mobiles. But to train this website, it is better to log in with your laptop. If you joined with your laptop, I am sharing the link of this website in the comment section. If you joined with your laptop, you can directly click this website and follow my instructions. So it would be better to train with this website in a real time. So now coming to this website. So this website, as I mentioned, so we can create any electronic circuit simulations by using this website. Almost every electronic device is available in this website. Almost every electronic device is available in this website. The thing that you need to know to create this simulation, you need to be very perfect about the circuit diagram. You need to be very perfect about the circuit diagram. So once you clear about the circuit diagram, you can easily create the circuits, something like you are drawing in your white on your white page. So that is that much easy to create the simulation in this website. Ohm's law. As we all know, the Ohm's law. First, let me show you the circuit diagram of Ohm's law, and then I'll show you how to construct the circuit diagram of Ohm's law. I'll start with the Ohm's law, and I'll explain different circuits. So how to create the different circuits. First, let me explain what is Ohm's law in brief. So just a moment. Yeah. Just a moment. Yeah. Yes. Done. Now, first let me, in brief, let me explain what is Ohm's law. So in Ohm's law, first we will take this. Yeah. Yeah. So first we will take a battery to this battery, and we will connect an external resistance, an external resistor. To this resistor, to measure the current, we will connect an ammeter in series, and we need to know the voltage across the resistor. So across the resistor, we will also connect a voltmeter. So please don't mind the circuit, the drawing of the circuit. So this is the circuit diagram for a simple Ohm's law. Now I will show you how to draw the circuit diagram by using this Falstad website. So now, to draw the circuit diagram, you need to go to the draw, and here first what you need, you need to take the components. So I need 4 components here to complete this circuit. The first component is the battery, the second one is the resistor, the third one is an ammeter, the fourth one is an voltmeter. So first let me take all these components and I will connect it later. Now first let me take a battery. The battery is available. So see here, these are all the components. So these are all the components available to draw the circuit. So for example, now I need a battery. The battery is in input source. So you need to check for the battery in an input source. So if you go to the input sources, so see here, there is a voltage source. These are all the input sources. So here for the input, I need a DC 2-terminal battery. So you please search for a DC, which means a voltage source of 2-terminal. So this is a DC 2-terminal battery. So once again I will show you. So you just need to go to draw and go to the input and sources, and so see here, add voltage source. So click on add voltage source, and wherever you want the battery, come to there, click there and drag there. So let me explain once again. If you want a battery, just go to the draw, go to the, as battery is an input source, so go to the input and sources and go to the add voltage source of 2-terminal. So these are all the input sources, but I want only the battery, so I am going for 2 voltage source of 2-terminal. So where you want to keep the battery, there you please click your cursor and drag your cursor. Click your cursor and drag your cursor. So the battery has added. Now the other thing I want to add is the resistor. So see here, add resistor. So click that, add resistor, and I want resistor here, so I am just clicking here and dragging here. The value of the resistor in default, it is 1 kilo. If you want to change the value of resistor, you can just double click it. So you can change the value of the resistor here. You can change to any value of the resistor. In default, it is 1 kilo ohm. So if you want 1 ohm, you can just remove the K. If you want kilo again, you can add 1000. So 1 kilo. And the other component, we want an ammeter. So again go to the draw, and see here, the ammeter is a label component. So go to the outputs and labels. So what I am saying, the ammeter is a label component, which means it shows the it shows the current which is flowing in the circuit. So it is a label component. So you need to search in output and labels. So in the output and label, you see here, it is an add ammeter. So you can just click add ammeter, and you need to connect in series with the resistor. So at one end of the resistor, you click it and drag it. So an ammeter has added. Now the other component we want is a voltmeter. So go to the draw, and again voltmeter is an label device. So output and label device, and go to the output and label, and see here, there is an voltmeter. So click on voltmeter. I need to connect voltmeter as parallel. So first I will keep parallel to the resistor, the voltmeter. So now I got all the components that required to complete this circuit. Now what I will do, I will connect all these components by using the wire. So to get the wire, again go to the draw, and see here, add a wire. So click add wire and connect all the components. So these two, and these two, and these two, and these two. So once you finish the connection, so you could able to see the simulation. The this is the flow of electrons, the flow of current, we can say. You can control the flow of current or the flow of animation by these two the control buttons. So see here the simulation speed and current speed. You can increase the simulation speed, or you can also increase the current speed. So see, so if the current speed is not sufficient to observe, you can also increase the current speed. So now the circuit diagram is over. So the circuit connection is over. And here, one thing that you need to understand here I am giving the input. The input is a constant power supply. Now I am unable to vary the input power supply. I am applying a constant power supply. So a constant current is flowing through the wire and the constant voltage is dropping across the resistor. But I need to check the Ohm's law for varying voltages. And as we all know, according to the Ohm's law, if you plot, so according to the Ohm's law, if you plot the graph voltage versus current, it should be a straight line. So this is the graph for Ohm's law. Now let me check whether the graph the same is coming in the simulation or not. Now let me check. So yeah, just yeah. So now, which means to verify this graph, I need to vary the input voltage. To vary the input voltage, what you need to do, you just right click on this input source, and so see here, sliders. You need to click on slider. The slider will vary the input voltage, or the slider. So wherever you want to add the slider, that slider will vary the value of that component. For example, if I right click on the resistor, if I add slider, which means that slider will vary the value of resistance. Now I want to vary the voltage, the inputs voltage. So I'll right click on the input voltage and I'll click the slider. So I need to vary the voltage. So I want to vary the voltage. The minimum value I am taking a 0 and the maximum value, let me say 10 volt. So I click OK. So see here the voltage slider has added. Now if I drag this button, so you please observe, if I drag this button, so when the voltage is 0, no current is flowing in the circuit. When I start increase the voltage, the current starts flowing through the circuit. If I increase further, the flow of current increases. If I increase further, the current speed increases constantly. So in this way, you can vary the voltage in the circuit. Not only the voltage, if you want to vary any component, for example, if you want to vary the resistor, you can just right click and click on slider. So the minimum value is 1 ohm, the maximum value is 1 kilo ohm. Suggest you can just click OK. So see, so if you drag the slider, this value vary the resistance value. So in this way, you can, if you want to vary one component value, you can right click on that particular component and click on the slider. So the slider will allow you to vary the value of that component. Now, so you please observe. For example, if you want to zoom the circuit, you can just, as we all know, if you are using a laptop, you can just pinch out on the laptop touch screen. And if you want to move this entire circuit to some another place, for example, if you want to move circuit to this corner, you can just go to the draw. So drag all. You need to click on drag all. So see here, like this you can move the circuit, the entire circuit. Now I will just zoom it little more. I just want to show you how the voltage and current is varying. So see here. Now let me increase the voltage. So you please observe how the voltage and current is varying in the circuit. So the voltage is 2.1, the current is 2.1 milliamp. The voltage is, let me say 4 volt, the current is 4 milliamp. The voltage is 5 or the current is something. So which means the voltage and current is linearly varying. The voltage and current is linearly varying. But here we are observing only in number wise. But I want to know the graphical representation. So then how? So I want to know the graphical representation, how the voltage, how the current is varying with respect to voltage. Something like this graph I want. Now to get this type of graph, so what you need to do, so through which component you want to observe the variation of current with respect to the voltage, you need to right click on that component. For example, I want to observe the current variation with respect to voltage across the resistance. So once again I am repeating, I want to know how the current is varying with respect to voltage across the resistor. So you just go to the resistor, right click on it, you need to click on view in new undocked scope. Right click on the component and you need to click on view in new undocked scope. If you click on view in new scope, that will give you the graph here in the bottom. But I just want to, view in new undocked scope means the graph will come here. So this is the graph. So this is the graph across the resistor, and so this is the graph across the resistor. Initially the graph is showing the voltage and the current, but I want to know the graph voltage versus current. The graph is showing now voltage current with respect to time. So the constant voltage, constant current is flowing with respect to time until the voltage is varied. So if I vary the voltage, you please observe the graph. If I vary the voltage, you please observe the graph. This is the graph representing the voltage with respect to time. But I want to know voltage versus time. So you need to click on this setting button. So see here it is a setting button. So setting, and this window shows the properties of the graph. So see here, the vertical scale, if you keep an auto max, then it will show the maximum in the graph. And this is the horizontal scale. Now if you go to the plots, so it is showing voltage and current. If you want to show in your graph the power consumed, you can tick here and go to the XY plot. So see here, show V versus I. Okay, so now this graph explain you the V versus I. Now you please observe the graph when I vary the voltage. So please observe the graph when I vary the voltage. Now so please observe the graph. So how it is graph? It is something like same as the theoretical graph. You are getting a straight line. So this is I versus V. So I versus V. So the theoretical graph is also proved experimentally or simulation wise. So something, this is like so this is how to construct a circuit diagram. How to construct a circuit diagram by using a false start. Or for example, the other one, let me show you the another one. So this is the how to construct a simple Ohm's law circuit. So how to construct a simple Ohm's law circuit. Now let me show you the other circuit. So first let me explain what is the next circuit that I want to explain you. The VI characteristics of a normal PN junction diode. Now I'll explain both in forward and reverse bias. The VI characteristics of a normal PN junction diode I'll explain both in forward and reverse cases. So as we all know, to analyze the VI characteristics of normal diode, the circuit diagram will be, for example, let me say this is a diode, and across the diode I need to connect a resistor, and to know the current in the circuit I need to connect an ammeter, and across the diode I need to connect a voltmeter, so that I would like to know how much voltage is dropping across the diode. So please don't mind the circuit diagram. And then to forward bias characteristics, I need to connect the positive terminal to the P side of the diode and negative terminal to the N side of the diode. So I need to close the circuit. So this is the forward connection, forward bias of normal PN junction diode. If you plot the graph for forward bias of normal PN junction diode, so up to certain voltage the current will be 0, and if the applied voltage is more than the barrier voltage, then the current start increasing in the diode, and the current increases exponentially. So this is the VI characteristics of a normal PN junction diode in forward bias. Coming to the reverse bias, up to certain voltage the current will be 0, and at a breakdown voltage the current increases exponentially. But for a normal diode we will not go to up to the breakdown voltage, because the breakdown mechanism is irreversible. So once the breakdown is achieved in the normal diode, it cannot be reversed. So only up to here we can look into the circuit diagram. We can look in the circuit diagram. So up to here in the reverse bias. So this is the circuit diagram of a normal PN junction diode in case of forward bias. So let me show you how to construct the normal PN junction diode in case of forward bias. So again go to the circuits and click on blank. So now I got the blank one. Now first I need to take the components. First I need a battery. So go to draw. Again go to the input and sources. Add a voltage source of 2 terminal. So yeah, I got a battery. Now I need a diode. Go to draw. The diode is available in active components. So go to the active components. Click on add a diode. So add diode. So diode was added. Now in series to the diode I need to connect a resistor. As we all know, the resistor will control the flow of current, so which prevents the damage to the diode. So resistor was added. In series to the resistor I need to connect an ammeter. So go to draw. The ammeter, as I explained you, it is available in output and labels. Go to an ammeter. So add an ammeter. Now I need a voltmeter across the diode. Go to draw again, output and labels, and voltmeter. Draw across the diode. Now you need to connect all these components. Go to draw, add a wire. So first connect the voltmeter parallel to the diode, and connect the diode to the battery, and connect these two also. And these two also. Yeah. Now the circuit was over. The circuit connection was over. So please observe the voltage drop across the diode. It is 526 millivolt, which means it is 0.5 volt. As we all know, for a normal diode, the barrier voltage is less than 0.5, which means the applied voltage is more than the barrier voltage, so that we are getting current across the diode. The applied voltage is more than the barrier voltage, so that we are getting the current. Now to observe the voltage versus current, we need to vary the input voltage. So to vary the input voltage, again you please go to the battery, because I need to vary the battery, and add slider. So right click on it, Just a moment. Yeah. Now right click on it and add slider. So the voltage, I need to vary the voltage. Let me take the minimum voltage is 0, the maximum voltage is 10 volt. Okay. So now I got the slider, voltage slider. So please observe, while I varying the voltage, you please observe the current in the circuit and the voltage drop across the diode. So you please observe. So when 0 voltage, 0 current, when I start increase the voltage, so see, please observe, there is no current. And if I increase further, again no current. If I increase further, the current start flowing, a little current starts flowing. If I increase further, so the current starts flowing. So yeah, so see, which means initially the current is 0, after certain voltage the current increases exponentially. So this is the graph, and yeah, if you yes, and just I'll reduce the resistance value so that we could observe more clearly. Yeah, the variation of current we could observe more clearly. So see how current is increasing. Now if you want the graph for this, the variation of current, you can just right click on the diode and click on view in new undocked scope. So this is the graph across the diode, and yeah, just a moment. Yeah, so now let me keep Automax and go to the XY plot, show V versus I. Okay, so now you please observe the graph while I am varying the voltage. So please observe the graph. So it is not clear. So to get the clear graph, you please click on Automax. Yeah, now you could able to observe. So please observe the graph, which is similar to the VI characteristics of normal PN junction diode in case of forward bias. In case of forward bias. Yeah. Now, if you want to analyze the VI characteristics of a normal PN junction diode in case of reverse bias, so in case of reverse bias, what we need to do? The negative terminal need to connect it to the P type of the diode. So no need to reconstruct the entire circuit. You can just right click on the battery. You can just click on swap terminal. So see, once again I'll tell you. So you can just right click on the battery. You can click on swap terminals. So this is the forward bias condition, and for the reverse bias condition, you can just right click on the battery. You can just click on swap terminals. So now it is connected in reverse bias. Now if you want to know the VI characteristics in case of reverse bias, so as I mentioned in the first graph, we cannot go to the breakdown voltage, because for a normal PN junction diode, the breakdown voltage is reversible. So we can analyze up to here, up to the breakdown voltage. So we need to get a straight line. So please observe the graph. So you are getting a straight line. So for forward bias, so you'll get an exponential curve. For a forward bias, you will get an exponential curve. And for reverse bias, yeah, just swap terminals and you will get a straight line. Yeah. Now, yeah. So this is the VI characteristics of a normal PN junction diode. And if you want to know the VI characteristics of Zener diode, diode, as we all know, the Zener diode can be used as a voltage regulator, which means the voltage across the Zener diode must be same or must be constant for any value of current. So that is the main application of Zener diode. So if you want to analyze the VI characteristics of Zener diode, so the same circuit I can replace with Zener diode. So I will just go to the draw and go to the active component. So see here there is a Zener diode. So just click on Zener diode and connect the Zener diode. So now I have connected the Zener diode. So this is Zener diode. Now let me, so as we all know, in case of forward bias, the VI characteristics of Zener diode are similar to the VI characteristics of normal PN junction diode, that I will show you. So by taking a graph, so just a minute. So the plots and XY plots show V versus I, and click Atomax so that you will get a clear graph. Now I am observing the VI characteristics of Zener diode in case of forward bias. As we all know, the VI characteristics of Zener diode in case of forward bias are similar to the normal PN junction diode. But coming to the reverse bias, so to get the reverse bias, I need to swap the terminals. So see, I have swapped the terminals. Now you please observe the graph. So please observe the graph. So for the better understanding, I will click the Atomax. Yeah. So please observe. And please observe the voltage across the Zener diode and the current in the circuit. So after reaching a particular value, and for better understanding, I will increase the maximum voltage to some other value. So now it is 10. Now I will increase the voltage to 50, let me say. Now you please observe. So this region is known as Zener breakdown region. So at this voltage, at the Zener breakdown voltage, the voltage across the Zener diode is same for any value of current. So voltage across the Zener diode is same for any value of current. So this is the construction of the Zener VI characteristics of Zener diode circuit simulation. And just a moment. Yeah. Now, for example, once you constructed all these, once you added all the graphs, if you want to share this simulation with your students, let me say, if you want to share this simulation with your students, it is a very simple. You can just go to the file and export as a link. You can just click on export as a link. So that will generate, yeah, this is the link. Just click on copy to clipboard. Just click copy to clipboard and just go to your students WhatsApp group or any sharing media. You can just paste that and just click that. So now I have shared my simulation to you all. You can just click and try to simulate that circuit diagram, that circuit simulation. So now I have shared the same simulation on your the chat box. Whatever your device, either mobile or laptop, you can just click that link and you can check whether the simulation is working or not. So hope it is all working for you all. If you are having any problem, you please let me know.
Sir, one doubt, sir. Is it possible to
Huh.
tabulate the readings in the Tinkercad and all? Will tabulate the readings. No, is it possible to tabulate the readings, record the readings?
Here also it's not possible to tabulate the reading. I mean, if you want to know the readings, you can know the readings, ma'am.
That's
For example, see here for the value of 0 voltage. So for example, for the value of 3.5, the current is some very less current, and for example, for the voltage of 5.6, the current is 27.711 milliamp, which means we cannot export the values, but we can note it down manually.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Are you able to access the simulation? Can you able to?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah,
access.
good. Okay, so okay, good. So and the beauty of this simulation is you can access in your mobile also.
Sir, one more doubt.
Ask me.
Is it
Ask
possible
me.
to adjust the width of the graph and all those things?
Width of the graph.
Yes. Scale.
I mean, you can adjust the scale. You can just click on settings.
Scales.
So see here.
Yeah.
Uh,
Manually we can.
whatever you want, you can do in the graph. So if you click on the settings button, this will show you the settings of the graph.
Okay, sir.
So whatever you want, you can do here. For example, if you want only voltage and current with respect to time,
Yeah, that scales we can change it, sir.
Ah,
The thickness
ah.
of the lines and all, is it possible to?
the thickness of line, I think it's not possible. So the thickness of line is not possible.
Okay.
So to get clear vision for the wire, you need to enlarge the graph
Yeah.
as much as.
Yeah. Okay.
So for example, look at the graph now.
Yes, yes.
If you can enlarge the graph, you could able to see the graph more clearly. This is the reverse bias of Zener diode.
Okay, sir.
So yeah, so is this clear, ma'am? The VI characteristics of Zener diode, the circuit simulation.
Yes, sir. Yes, yes.
Yeah, fine. Now, okay, thank you. Now coming to the, so for example, I would like to explain, and so till now I had explained you the Ohm's law and the VI characteristics of a normal diode and the VI characteristics of Zener diode. So both I had explained you. Now I just want to show you the VI characteristics of an LED, the VI characteristics of an LED, light emitting diode. So then how to construct, how to connect the the LED circuit diagram. I need to just replace the Zener diode with an LED, that is the circuit diagram of an LED. So now I removed the Zener diode. Now I will connect with an LED. So go to the, go to the output and labels, and see here there is an LED. Add LED. Just click add LED and draw the LED. So you please observe that is an LED. Actually, it is a red LED. If you want green LED, you can just see here. There are 3 options. If you want red, you need to keep 1. And I don't want green and blue, so I kept the 0, 0. But I want only green. You can just keep 1 and you can keep 0 and check. So see, there is a green LED. So I will just try to show you the red LED only. Yeah. So this is the red LED, the circuit diagram of red LED. But as we all know, the VI characteristics of LED, again the similar to the VI characteristics of normal PN junction diode, but up to certain voltage there must be
Sir, excuse me, sir. Your audio is muted.
okay. You only muted me, ma'am. Fine. Now it's okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah, fine. Now this is the circuit diagram of an LED. So, but first let me go to the first let me add the values. I took 0 to 50. I'll just go to the 0 to 10, or I think it's a 5 is enough. Okay. Now you please observe the VI values of an LED. So up to certain voltage, no current will flow through the LED. Now after the turn on voltage, so see here, the LED start glowing. The LED start glowing. I will just a moment. So you please observe the LED. So yeah, as I increasing the voltage, so yeah, I think at 1.3 the LED start glowing, and after that, yeah, so the voltage at which the LED start glowing is known as turn on voltage. And if you want to plot the graph for this LED, so again you need to right click on LED and click on new view undocked scope, and yeah, so this is the graph, but initially it is showing current and voltage, but I want V versus I. So go to the XY plot, click on show V versus I. Okay, so now, so graph, okay, so it is not showing maximum, so again go to the settings, click on auto max. Okay, so now, yeah, this is the graph for LED. So the voltage at which the current start flowing, this voltage is known as turn on voltage. It is around 1.3 volt. So you can observe there, you can see there 1.3 volt. So this is the voltage. So this is the circuit diagram of the LED. Again, so as previously I have shown you how to share via link, and now I like to show you, for example, if you want to share this simulation with your students or with your colleagues, you can just go to the file, so export as text or export as an image. You can also export as an SVG file. So the SVG and image or image formatted, image formats exports, and the export as a link is more convenient way of sharing. And if you want to export as a TXT file, you can just click on or you can just click on save as. So see here, the circuit can be exported as a TXT file. You can just click on this TXT. So just locate the location in your laptop. So see, the TXT file was saved. Now if I want to access that TXT file, that saved TXT file, for example, if you sent that TXT file to your colleagues or to your students, then how to open the TXT? You can just go to the file, you can just click on open file. So just to select the saved TXT file and open. So see, this is the one which I have saved as a TXT. So it is very convenient to save or share with your students or with your faculty. The thing is, you need to learn how to draw the circuits. And the other thing, and another important thing which I have already mentioned, to draw the circuits, you need to more clear about the circuit diagram first. Then only you will be able to draw the circuits more accurately. And the one more two circuits I would like to show you. Yeah, the one is, I'll just go to the blank again. So I'll just clear it all. Yeah. Now I would like to show you all how to construct the half wave rectifier. I would like to show you all how to construct half wave rectifier. So first let me show you the circuit diagram of half wave rectifier. For the half wave rectifier, first I need to have a transformer. So this is the transformer. So to the transformer, I need to connect a diode, and across the diode I need to connect the load resistor, and this is the input source which is an AC, and output we need to take across the load resistance. This is the V output. The input will be a sinusoidal wave. The output will be, since it is half wave rectifier, this is the output. So this is the circuit diagram. Now I will show you how to construct this half wave rectifier. So yeah, Now again go to the draw. First I need a transformer, so go to the transformer. So the transformer is available in passive components. So see here in the passive components, add transformer. The transformer is there. So click on transformer, you can just drag it. So this is the transformer. This is the primary, this is the secondary. Now I need to connect a diode. Add diode. So add the diode. Now across the diode I need to connect a resistor. Draw resistor. Sorry. Draw resistor. Now, and I need to give the input AC source. So draw input and sources. So AC voltage source to terminal. So yeah. Now I have connected AC source with the frequency of 40 Hz. If you want to increase, you can also increase the frequency. So see here. Now I need to close the circuit, need to take a wire, so close the circuit. So please observe, for only one cycle there is the flow in the resistor, for other cycle the resistor is there is no flow across the resistor. And according to the theory of half wave rectifier, for positive half cycle the diode will conduct, for negative half cycle the diode will not conduct. That is what happening here. For more clear observation, I will just increase the current. Yeah, please observe. So if you want a graphical representation, you can just right click. For example, if you want to know what is the input, you can just right click on input source, click on view in new undocked scope. So this is the graph of input. So I'll just show you the only voltage. So this is the input, and we need to take, we will get the output across the load resistance. So go to the load resistance, click on view undocked scope. So this is the output. So this is the output. So this is the construction of half wave rectifier. So this is a very simple. So as you could observe there, I just have added all the components and wires. I just got the simulation for the half wave rectifier. So the thing is, you need to clear about your circuit diagram, and then you need to take all the components, and then you need to connect all the components by the wire. That's it. And if you want to observe this simulation, I am just sharing again the link. Yeah, I am sharing in the chat box. You can click this link and you can observe the link. You can observe the simulation. I have shared it again. You can observe the again. You can observe the simulation. Hope you got the simulation. So, did you get this simulation via link?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So this is the construction of half wave rectifier. The construction of half wave rectifier. And now let me show you the another circuit, which is the construction of full wave rectifier. So hope you all understood about the construction of half wave rectifier. Now let me show you the construction of full wave rectifier by using a center tapped transformer. By using a center tapped transformer. So first let me show you the circuit diagram. So there is a 2-terminal input transformer, and there is a 3-terminal I mean center tapped transformer. Just a few. So first there is an input. Yeah. Now so there is an input, and in the output we need to take center tapped transformer. As you all know, what is a center tap? This is a center tap, and here one diode need to be added, and to the center tap I need to add a resistor, and here one more diode need to be added. Yeah, and here an input source need to be given, and the input graph will be sinusoidal wave, the output graph will be a unidirectional half cycles. So this is the output and this is the input. The output will be taken across this load resistance. So across this load resistance. Now I will show you how to construct this circuit. Now go to draw again and go to the passive components and see here there is a tapped transformer. You can just tap a transformer. So see, this is the transformer. So this is the transformer, and to this transformer I need to add all these components. Go to again draw. I need to add a diode first. So one diode and one more diode, and I need to add a resistor. Add resistor. This is the resistor. Sorry. Yeah, resistor. Now I need to add an input source, AC voltage two terminal. So this is an AC. So now AC was added. Now all the components I have. Now I need to connect all these components by using a wire. Add wire. So now these two, and this one, yeah, sorry, yeah, the connection are over. Please look at the flow of current through the load resistance. The flow of current through the load resistance. For any half cycle, for positive, either positive or negative, the current flow direction across the load resistance is same. So if you want the graphical input and output, you just click on the source, click on view in new undocked scope. So draw, select and draw. So this is the graph which shows the input. So yeah, so this is the input, which is a sinusoidal wave, and I want to take the output across the load resistance. So click on load resistor, click on view in new undocked scope. So but we are getting upside down graph, so no need to worry. You just swap terminal of resistor, then you will get the upside. So this is the output of full wave rectifier. So output of full wave rectifier. So I'll also share with you a link. You can check it. Yeah, so this is how to construct a full wave rectifier. And yeah, so full wave rectifier. And for example, if you are if you are all new to this website, if you want to habituate for this website, if you want to look at the a number of examples on this website. You don't want to construct any circuit, but if you want to go to the examples for this website, examples of these circuits, so there are n number of pre-constructed circuits are available here. So these are pre-circuited, already all the circuits are pre-connected. These are all. So you go to click on circuits, so you will find n number of pre-connected circuits are available here. For example, if you want to check what is yeah, I just want to show you. So just now I have shown you how to construct half wave and full wave. Those are also ready, or here. So see here, these are all pre-connected circuits. So this is the half wave rectifier, which is already the pre-connected circuits in this website. You can go to any one here. So that for example, if you want to observe this is the full wave. These are all the circuits are pre-connected and ready to simulate. For example, if you want to observe full wave rectifier with the filter, so this is the circuit diagram of full wave rectifier with the filter. And so for example, this is a Wheatstone bridge. As we all know, the Wheatstone bridge, if the ratio of these two resistors is equal to the ratio of these two, then the current is equal to 0. Current must be equal to 0. For example, if I change this resistance to let me say 800, then the current is flowing here. So here the ratio is 1/2. So I need to change this also to, let me say, 1600. Again, see there is no current is flowing through the bridge. So when the bridge is balanced, no current will flow through the galvanometer or the ammeter. If you want to change this resistor with a slider, you can add slider for all the resistors. So you can add slider for all resistor. You can check by varying the slider. Yeah. So this is the 4 resistor sliders. You can vary the slider and you can observe where you are getting 0 current in the galvanometer. So somewhere here, I think it's not getting proper value. Anyway, so this is now. Yes, you can also go to the LCR circuit, LRC circuit. This is LRC circuit, and you can also go to the transistor. So transistor, NPN transistor, and PNP transistor, and I just want to show you the last one. So yeah, actually that I would like to show you the transformer step down and step up transformer circuits, but I am not getting where it is. So this is the full wave rectifier by using a transistor. Okay, so I'm not getting that. Anyway, so this is what all about uh, the website. So you can also change the background. For example, here the background is black. You can also change the background to white. So this is the white background. But I feel the black background, for the black background, the simulation is more effective. That I feel. Anyway, that is your wish. You can go to the white background also. And all this here all the components are available, and here the types of saving that your file, and yeah, some options, and here pre-constructed the circuits available here. You can also access the pre-constructed circuits also. So this is what all about the falstart.com. If you have any doubts, or you can ask me for any questions.
Sir, is it possible to construct the circuit using the mobile phone, sir?
This circuit, yes ma'am, it is also possible. It's also possible. You can also access this website in your mobile. You can now you can go to the website. This I'll share this website. I think I have shared already. In the chat box I have shared the website URL, the first URL. You can click on it and you can try to draw any component. You can now also you can check. But on the larger screen it is more convenient. On the mobile screen also you can construct, but on big screen it is more convenient. That is the only thing I just want to share. I want to say.
Sir, shall we use this app for ICs also now?
Yes sir, yes ma'am, you can check here for your components.
Okay,
I
okay.
think every electronic component is available here.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
thing is, you need to know the complete circuit diagram.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes ma'am. And no limitations for these components here.
Yes.
The previously I had explained you about the Tinkercad. There are some limitations for the components. Only the limited components are available in the Tinkercad. But here, not like that. Every component, I feel, every component is available here. As a physics background student, I have tried only the pure physics based simulations here.
Yes.
If you're electronic background, you can try anything. If you need any assistance, you can call me at any time. You can take my number from the ma'am, for students, for the faculty, for anyone. If you have any assistance, you can call me.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Any further doubts or questions?
The only thing not possible to record the readings and all. We have
Yes, sir.
Yes ma'am. Yeah.
to record all those things.
So we have to record the data manually now.
Manually. I tried to export, but I could not get how to export all this data.
Yes.
So, but you can note it down manually. And one more important thing that I want to tell you here. For example, if you want to pass the simulation, you can just click here. So see, once you click here, the simulation will come to the pass, and then you can take the values.
Okay.
At any point, you can take the values. Again, you can click here. The simulation will
Start.
continue. Continue the simulation. Is there anything other thing?
So this app is actually like a circuit diagram.
It's not an app, ma'am. It is a website, web-based simulation.
Yeah.
Only for circuits.
Yeah.
Especially for circuits. Yeah.
But in last year, you told in Tinkercad we have see the virtual components, no?
Yes, ma'am. In the Tinkercad,
we use virtual components.
Virtual components. The Tinkercad, that is the advantage in the Tinkercad. The components are in something like what we will use in our real lab. So that is the advantage in the Tinkercad. But
yes.
The drawback from the Tinkercad is only limited components are available.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'll also show you the Tinkercad. If you want. So any other doubt? No? Meanwhile, I'll show the Tinkercad also.
Okay.
So in the Tinkercad also I had constructed half wave and full wave, all the things. One thing that I would like to show you here, I had also constructed all the filters. Do you have filters, ma'am, in your syllabus?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They are doing
Yes,
the
sir.
different
Yes,
filters.
sir.
Yeah, I just want to show you the filter circuit diagrams which I have constructed.
Okay, sir.
This one.
Even the LCR circuits and also they are studying, sir. Series LCR, parallel.
Yes, ma'am. So this is which I have constructed in this by using this website. These are all the filters. So for example, this is without filter, only the rectifier, full wave rectifier. This is L filter. So see, only the inductor was connected here, and this is C filter, and this is LC filter, and this is CLC filter.
Hmm.
So all 4 filters I have constructed here.
Okay.
And if you want, I can share this txt file also, or I'll share this link, export as a link. I'll just a moment. Yeah, this link I am sharing now, all the filters. So someone is asking, sir, is this same as Oregano software? But I don't know about that software, ma'am. Let me check and I'll tell you. And I also show you one more circuit of mine. So this is again full wave rectifier with all the filters in a single circuit.
Yes.
So for example, I have added all switches here. So for example, if I close this switch, so this is without any filter. So this is without any filter. If I want to add L filter in the circuit, I'll just open the switch and I'll close this
it.
L filter. So now this is only L filter. And if I want only C filter, I'll just open this, I'll close this and close this. So this is only the C filter. So if I want all the filters, I'll just close all the switches. This is CLC filter. I'll also share this one. You can. Yeah. So I also shared on this simulation. So coming to the Tinkercad, in this Tinkercad, we could able to construct only the components which are available in this Tinkercad. For example, I have constructed all the half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. So this is half wave and full wave. This is half wave rectifier. But the advantage, of course, we will feel something like we are doing in the real lab, but
Real lab,
only
yes,
limited components are available in the Tinkercad. That is more suitable for the project, for the students, for the students, those who want to do the projects based on Arduino or some chip based projects, the Tinkercad.
But Tinkercad not possible to access from our mobile phone. That is the thing.
Yes, ma'am. That is more one another disadvantage with the Tinkercad. We cannot access by of course we cannot start the simulation also in the Tinkercad.
Yes,
In the mobiles. That is the main drawback from the Tinkercad. And very limited components are available in this Tinkercad. So that is the drawback. Yeah. Anything else, ma'am?
Students, do you have any doubt?
If you have any doubt, you please ask.
Students, how many of you doing now itself? Please put it in the chat box.
If you have any doubt, you can keep in the chat box. I'll explain.
Yeah, Kavya.
Myself.
If you have any doubt, ask.
So are you able to plot the graphs? Are you able to draw the circuits? Okay, good. So he said, or she or he said, yes, sir.
Yes.
So you can share my contact details, ma'am, with the students or the faculty, whatever, whoever want help from the for the
Yeah, definitely.
false start. Yeah.
Girls,
Anyone?
you have any doubt? Last time, actually, after that one, the students have done some project works or anything like that. They have
In the Tinkercad. Okay, very good.
this project work,
Hmm.
and we have done experiments in virtual labs, sir.
Okay.
Because of this lockdown period, we
Hmm,
have
hmm.
done experiments, but after coming back to the college, they have completed experiments. But we are not able to complete all the experiments. But
Hmm.
most of the experiments we have completed in virtual lab, and then in the offline they have done experiments.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Good. Good one. Somehow the students should be benefited.
Yeah.
So, shall I conclude the session, ma'am?
Yes, students, do you have any doubt? Nirmala?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Girls, if you have any doubts, put up your questions in chat box also.
You can keep on chat box also.
Okay, Sindhu.
Ma'am,
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Please conclude it, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
good morning everyone. On behalf of our department, I am very grateful and privileged to propose the vote of thanks for this constructive workshop on electronic circuit design and stimulation using Falstaff. I would like to thank our respected secretary, Sri Sumati Krishna Prasad, for her venture and constant support. I would also like to thank our beloved principal, Sri Rajeshwari, for her dedicated support bestowed on us. At the outset, I thank our chief guest, Dr. Raju Padankani, for taking the time to be here today. I should thank him for this workshop and his explanation of virtual electronic circuit designs during this COVID pandemic. Thank you, sir. I would also like to spell out words of thanks to all our faculty members. Without your support, this workshop would be impossible. From the depth of heart, I would like to thank students for their active participation in this workshop. With these warm words and kind message, we move to the end of today's workshop. Thank you. Have a great day.